Unraveling Mothman. You hold in your hands the musings of a modern-day shaman, Andy Colvin, who began his odyssey at an early age, when he and some childhood chums experienced a series of life-changing adventures in the West Virginia woods with a monster named Mothman. Pop history instructs that the Mothman was some sort of malevolent manifestation, a diabolic conjuration from the darker side of human nature, a devil sent to Earth to wreak havoc and cause panic, making bridges collapse and people to go bad. That's from an introduction by Adam Go Rightly for Andy Colvin's book, The Mothman's Photographer 2. It's by Andrew Colvin. Hello, welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. And I just want to say that tonight on my BTR show, Blog Talk Radio / The Stench of Truth, I'm going to be talking with Andrew Colvin, and we're going to be talking about the Mothman, Injured Cold, the Mound Builders, whatever we can fit into 2 hours. Adam goes on to say that Andy is a modern-day shaman, and I have likened him to be this generation's Charles Fort, because he is a vacuum cleaner for information and can talk on so many different subjects about hidden history, lost past, and paranormal phenomenon. So join me for the show. It's going to be a really good one. I'm sure it's going to go really well, and hopefully we'll have Andy on for a couple more times as well, because he has a lot to share. So anyway, that's Blog Talk Radio tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Andy Colvin. Now, on to the topics at hand. Well, I see that President Barry Soetoro has decided to come out with his new plan of putting the economy into overdrive. And he went further to say that we are going to invent stuff and build stuff. I assume he was trying to talk in the vernacular so that he can appeal to the regular, everyday person on the street by using the generic term stuff the way he did in that particular presentation, so that he would appeal more to the common man rather than to the fucking banker, gangster, thieves, crooks, and liars who, up to this point in his presidency, have been the sole and completely only beneficiaries of any of his fucking policies. So, I want to ask Mr. Soetoro, what kind of stuff are we going to invent? And what kind of things are we going to build here in this country when we have no manufacturing plants? When all of our top minds are being utilized by firms that outsource everything to other countries? What type of stuff is it? Mr. Soetoro, perhaps you could enlighten us. Maybe, just maybe, we'll actually invent stuff and build stuff that will eventually give away to China. Much the same way we gave away all of our manufacturing technology, lock, stock, and motherfucking barrel to the Chinese after the so-called free trade agreements. The WTO, GATT, and making China a most favored nation, which admittedly was not Obama's doing, but he has certainly contributed his fair share. So what stuff we end up inventing, and what stuff we end up building, if in fact we build anything in this fucking country, you can guarantee one thing: it ain't gonna do a goddamn thing to help this fucking country unless There's a big fucking profit in it for corporate America and the fucking banks. So, talk all you want, Barry Soetoro, until you finally figure out that the only way to actually have a positive fucking effect on anything that goes on is to actually do something that does not involve giving away trillions of fucking dollars to already bloated rich motherfuckers. And sure, when you're going to have some kind of economic council, you certainly want to have a fucking multi-millionaire in charge, because Lord knows, he knows how to what? Get fucking rich. He doesn't know how to produce manufacturing. He doesn't know how to create fucking jobs. Yeah, put the head of GE in charge. Oh, sure. That's real good. He knows how to bring up productivity. He knows how to put people in jobs. Sure he does. What he knows how to do is cut, gut, rip, and destroy, so that he can increase his fucking bottom line and vastly expand his fucking bonus. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there, Mr. Soetoro. Why don't you come up with a plan that has some actual, like, real world things in it, instead of stuff we're going to invent and stuff we're going to build in a country whose manufacturing base has been completely gutted and sold out to foreign countries for the furtherance of a fucking global agenda. The destruction of the United States as a world power. Thank you very much for your stuff and your stuff, you fucking asshole. Thank you. Good night.